Good evening, one and all.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing today?
Well, some people probably better than others. How's the
Right?
stream looking strength-wise, Joe? My internet's been playing up a little bit.
Um, it says it's yellow. It's
Mm-hmm.
what it usually says when it's good, when it's going. So, and the stream looks good. Yeah, doesn't look any different. Oh my God! It says happy birthday.
Woo! Happy
Thank
birthday!
you.
Been
That's
actually
awesome.
avoiding it all day. Has to have one like lolly and false sense
I
of
know.
security, and then bush.
I was checking all my messages. I got like 161 people wishing me happy birthday on Facebook, which is awesome, guys. So thank you. I tried to reply to most of them, or at least like them all. And I was like, no, Samuel. He didn't even message me today. But that made up for it. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
So basically, I've usurped the channel as to wish you probably a happy birthday. Hope you've had a good day, and we're doing a live on an episode on your birthday. Definitely makes it memorable as a birthday, doesn't it?
Yes, yes. Even though I've had a shit day dealing with the bank, I had a really bad day. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. But then come around 3 o'clock, it started getting better. So it's been getting better now. So it's kind of forgotten now. It's fine.
Oh, there we are.
But if anybody out there works or banks with TD, Toronto Dominion Bank, TD is the worst fucking bank in the world. So fuck TD.
And he doesn't. We don't swear on lives, and that was exception. As
Yeah.
I'm exceptioning the breaking of the LCARs.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you very much for the birthday wishes.
You're welcome. Happy birthday. And do you like how I exactly cut it out so it's perfect?
Yes,
Just
yeah, it's beautiful.
I put a little bit of thought into it. Anyway, yeah. So, sorry, just stupid.
That's all right. Oh, that's fun. Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to share. You talk about and super chats and all that jazz. I will share.
Absolutely. All right, guys, you heard him. I got to talk about things to keep you guys busy while he does other things and ignores you. But I still love you. Don't worry. So yeah, super chats are important if you guys want to get your question answered, your voice heard, your comment read. One of the best ways to be seen by us is actually the super chat because it comes up in a separate window. I know that we usually address things in the chat, plus we have our moderators there drawing our attention to things and talking to you guys and interacting. But sometimes things get missed. So if you really want to guarantee that you get your comment or question read, the best way is a super chat. But there's also other ways you can help our channel. Even though super chats are great, YouTube does take 30% off the top as soon as you send it, which is kind of a pisser. But I mean, we're using their service, so it is what it is. Another way you can do it is PayPal. We have a PayPal link down below, and that basically guarantees that the whole amount you send almost goes to us. So if you want to send that way, just put in the chat that you sent via PayPal, and we'll read your question or comment on there after we check it. So that's another way to help. Of course, Patreon is our monthly subscription service. All the links to the relative things are down below, but Patreon helps us even like $1, $2, $3 a month, less than a cup of coffee a day usually, can really help out our channel and get you some really cool exclusives eventually when we get around to fixing the Patreon. Yeah, we love sending you guys cool stuff and sharing all these things we do are live on Facebook, on YouTube. Sorry, are free for anybody to watch. But for the people that really love the channel and want to keep it going, there's many ways to help. So there you go. I've done my thing. Plus, it's my birthday, so send me money. That would be awesome. I'm sorry, that was an asshole thing to do, but no, I'm seriously. It's my birthday, and I'm here talking to you guys. That's how much I love you guys, and I love Trekyards.
Well, for every super chat, you'll buy a steak for yourself, or like you can have just a bit more dessert tonight.
Yes, this is true. Yeah. But yeah, so I already got a super chat, by the way. If Jason puts in $5 and said, could Picard leading the rescue fleet be for the Cardassians since their planet was bombarded and millions died? That's very, very interesting. Never thought about that, but could certainly be the case.
I mean, it would be nice if it was another race, and even Cardassian or Klingon or something that you don't expect. Yeah, it'll probably end up being the Romulan thing, and they just got the dates wrong. somewhere in their promotional line, they're just like, oops.
That's what I think happened.
Which makes sense.
Unless
It's that team.
And hold on, the dates line up with before or after Hobus?
2 years before.
2 years before.
Yeah.
So when did Nemesis take place?
7 years before that. 5 or 7. 5 years. 5 before that.
5 years. Because I thought the whole line took us out of the darkness could refer to the Remans. So after the events of Nemesis, the Remans started to separate from the Romulans, and maybe the Romulans retaliated, so the Federation had to step in and help the Remans, and then something happened in regards to that. Because Out of the Darkness had a very specific vibe to it. Yeah. So I don't know. That's a literal Out of the Darkness, because the Remans lived in the shadow of Romulus, literally, because they were in the mines and stuff. So
and they have the most advanced ship in the galaxy. You know, one scimitar used properly can kill everyone every time. So I mean, if you had a fleet of scimitars, I mean, nah. And
the Remans killed everybody in the Romulan Senate, so the Romulans might want to retaliate.
I'll give that credit to Shinzon. I mean, if it wasn't his, I'm sure it was his plan. Because I always got the sense that the Praetor, Shinzon's Praetor, was very much like, you want to do this, Shinzon? I'm down for that. Okay, we'll make it happen. And it was more always Shinzon's plan than the guy's plan. Was my sense anyway. Although it could have been Puppet Master, but it wasn't quite. So first to note about the Naked Now, it's interesting how this episode is basically the TOS reboot episode, which is very non-contextual to the rest of the show. And this one episode we see an Oberth and an Excelsior, I believe. Was it Excelsior or was it Excelsior last week?
Excelsior was last week.
So in 2 weeks, in 2 episodes in a row, we see the other 2 film inches pretty much. I think we do see Miranda really soon as well. So in terms of, like, there is some sort of budget here of like, we got to see the ships. So it's kind of nice to see Beth straight away. And did they get more time than the Grissom? Almost. Almost more screen time.
It was nice seeing it. And the thumbnail you got there is a really nice shot of the ships. A lot of people have said there's scaling issues, but not necessarily. I mean, the Oberth could be closer to the camera, let's say.
Yeah. Well, remember,
because you got to think with the tractor beam later, they throw the ship into the asteroid, so it could be closer to the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And it does make sense that ship would be slightly further away from the sun, that shields would be less powerful, if you want to go that literal. But I mean, if you remember from an episode on the Oberth, I did a scale shot, and it's like, it zooms right past, it takes a few seconds to go right past the entire hull.
Yeah. And Mac Lee puts in £2 and says, "No question, gentlemen, just to say I love your work. Thank you very much."
Happy birthday, Stuart.
Thank you.
I'm going to keep showing that every once in a while.
Yes, please do.
So, what are your overall thoughts on this episode, then?
Overall thoughts on this episode, I really enjoy this episode. It's fun, lighthearted. It kind of shows a different side of the crew, even though we don't even know the crew yet, if this is your first watch through.
Yeah.
But going back and watching it, I really enjoy this one. It's kind of a departure episode. It's just a fun, one-off episode. So I really like this one. It's a lot of people are kind of about this one, but I gotta say I really kind of enjoyed this one. It's guilty pleasure of mine.
It's a funny old thing because I've obviously watched all of TNG, great, but there's a real difference between watching it in this context, I hopefully for you as well, versus just watching it on your own randomly. And the way you look at things, the way you want to see things is different. And so watching this, it was nice. It was only 40 minutes. Whereas Farpoint was a much longer watch. This was a much cleaner watch, but it feels like such an outlier to what TNG is, even to TNG season 1. It's such an alternate something that watching it was kind of like throwing me into a different deep end to only fish you out of and then put you into a different pond for the rest of the year. So it was an interesting experience. It was very novel, and there's a lot of little character beats and things, but it was, I think, had some flaws. Although I will say only 1 page of notes. Didn't have a lot to say.
Yeah, I got not that many notes. Before we move on to your notes, though, Gmon78 puts in £2 and says, "Happy birthday on behalf of Ireland, big fella." Woo. Well, thank you very much. I am Irish. I got to come over to Ireland and confiscate a Foley's pub somewhere over there. 'Cause there's some Foley pubs over there. Need to steal the sign or something. But thank you.
Yeah. What did you think then? I mean, I assume you don't remember watching this for the first time. It was a long time ago.
I have vague remembrances of this one because you see the TOS Constitution class on the screen on one of the computer displays, and I remember going, "Ooh, very cool." That was one of those things that stands out for me in this one. But yeah, other than that, I don't have a real sense of how I felt about it originally. I just remember that there was a tie into TOS, and I thought that was so cool.
And that's my question. Like, it is a TOS sequel. How does that play for you now?
Good, but I think they jumped right out of the gate with this as a way to appease all the "this isn't our Star Trek" people that were around at the time, saying, "Look, we know about Kirk and Spock. Look, there's your ship," just to kind of shut them up. Looking back on it now, it doesn't fit so early on. If this had been like episode 6 or 7, I think it would have been much better in my opinion.
Yes.
Plus, we would have had a chance to have got to know the crew by then to see how they're acting differently.
That would be my counter to that. Is that if it had been episode 9, all the characters would have been much more in themselves. So rather than just doing whatever they felt at the start of their run, and a lot of it being like, it would have been much like this was a season 3 episode. It would have been a lot more mature and I think a lot more interesting. Because it is so early that no one's fully formed. I think Riker's pretty on point in this one.
Yeah,
I think although still young Riker, he still hasn't got quite the commanding. But again, he's also young as a commander, so it fits into the progression of the character. But I think Riker's pretty on point here.
Yeah, and Wesley is annoying as shit, so he's pretty on point too. I can't stand Wesley in this episode at all.
But interesting though. For sort of being drunk, he does keep a level head. Like he's one of the more in charge of his emotions the entire time. And having never been drunk before, probably. So he does save everyone. He does do cool things. He is one of the most level-headed. If he's not shagging anyone, he's actually saving the day, and he's not the one
in an episode all about everybody else shagging people. Yes, it's kind of odd.
And he's also not the one that breaks the computer. He lets another guy do it, but he doesn't do anything to hurt the ship. Actually.
Yeah.
Just a note. But anyway, so we start off. And they rendezvous with an Oberth. It's like, yeah.
Well, the Zukovsky.
The SS.
Zukovsky, yes. Which is odd because it's one of the only ships we've ever seen with the dedication plaque that's actually in a different language. It's in Russian.
Ooh.
Or Cyrillic. I'm not sure exactly what language, but you notice it behind Data in a few shots. So that was an interesting note to take away from this. We never really see that again. You'd think you'd see some in Andorian or Tellarite or Vulcan maybe, but you never really do. They always seem to be in English.
Well, in that context, it's just galactic standard or Federation standard, isn't it? That's why it being SS is kind of interesting. Even though they're wearing TNG uniforms as a TNG badge, it's not a Federation, and yet they're still... Like, it would have been kind of nice to have them be more civilian. I mean, it's a small thing, but going SS, which sounds a bit dodgy. SS would have been a fun touch. Or even for them to have, like, Wrath of Khan uniforms, but, like, stripped down Wrath of Khan. I mean, they're obviously all just dead people on the ground, but that would have been kind of a nice touch to show they're old, or I guess they're all getting covered in snow, so it wouldn't have been made much. I will say, though, them being covered in their snow effect is really good.
They really got use out of that snow machine. They used it on an encounter at Farpoint twice. They used it in this episode to just soak the sets and the people.
I think it looks better here, though. I think it's a very effective effect, to be honest. And it is a little bit chilling.
Yeah.
He says with a joke. Thanks. My first problem. Why the hell is there a hatch on the bridge of No Berth class?
Exactly. Have you seen the bridge of the Oberth class? It's kind of inset a little bit. It's hard to get to, and I mean, that's a very good question.
I mean, why is there one on the bird of prey?
And just remember, people weren't sucked out; they were blown out. You got to off the emergency hatch. It's important.
Is there a difference thematically?
There is a difference, yes.
But the result is the same.
It is the same, but as Data points out, it's a common mistake.
Data was fun in this one, actually. He has too many like smirks, a lot too many smirks. But he's getting they know who he is, just not the actor doesn't know who he is yet. If that makes sense.
Yeah. We got 2 super chats.
Ooh.
William Schaefer puts in $5. Thank you.
Thank you.
My favorite part was the scene where Riker telling Data how to use the computer to narrow his search. Right? We're gonna get to that when we get there.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, I got something to say about that. Yeah. And Mac Lee puts in £5. Happy birthday, Skipper. Have a beer on me. Thank you, Mac. I will.
Back to the old cars. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically they're having a wild party over there, and you can tell because there's 1990s glasses all throughout the hallway with like, straws attached to
80s?
them. Well, they were futuristic at the time for the 80s, so they're like the next level of cup, right? Okay. Now everybody's got a couple of those in the back of their pots and pans drawer that they thought would be cool at the time, and then nobody uses them.
Are you referring to a specific drink? What cup are you referring to specifically?
Well, there's a picture of the hallway when they first beam in.
Yeah.
And then they're walking down the hallway. You see all these. See the clear one close to the camera with the orange straw and the black straw there?
Yeah.
They're these funky glasses that just look futuristic, man. So let's throw them on the set.
I like they got the pointy fruit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have. Oh, sorry.
It looks like lingerie.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
That's funny. And I like. Oh, yeah.
Jeff Jacobs puts in $3. 50 likes. Awesome. I will go again at 100. Make me pay. 146 people watching. So hopefully we should get to 100 likes. So.
Yeah. Awesome. I kind of like the simple redress of these corridors because you don't often see. They did a good choice to use that flat corridor because that's not what you associate the TNG corridor as. So I assume they might have built a single flat. But then obviously they go into the normal TNG and just redo it a little bit. But it actually surprisingly felt like a different ship. For what it was, they actually did quite a good job, but not just feeling like the TNG again. I mean, obviously TNG was new, so you didn't quite have a sense of it yet, but it kind of felt like a different ship. I'll give them credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you're right. The placement of an escape hatch directly into outer space right behind the captain's chair is kind of an odd choice. It's not even like there's the divider, the room with the spacesuits back there. It's just...
And it's like this thick as well. It's not an airlock. It's just a hatch.
I think that's a design flaw.
Well, I think they rectified it. Well, that's why that version was discontinued. But it does help though, because they didn't actually have to build a bridge. They just built this flat and put 2 chairs in front of it. Like they didn't have to redress the room. Well, it would have been obviously nice to have them walk in to the, but I think it was just redressed for the battle bridge. Well, you can easily just redress a battle bridge and be like, yeah, this is the. But you know, you got redressed enough.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so 80 people are dead aboard the ship. Many of them naked and frozen. I don't know. Oh, and then obviously something's going on contagion-wise. Geordi gets a little bit of a scare with the lady that falls out of the. I guess it's a shower.
Yeah. But now, did you notice behind her there's a TOS chair? Just straight TOS chair.
Yep. Again, it's like hey, we remember your Star Trek. Don't complain about this one. It's one of those appeasing the fans things. And plus, it's an older ship, right? So.
It's not like that was 50 years earlier. Yes. And I mean the sound effect is so like as if you can't tell. Well, honestly, when I was watching this again, I was thinking, ooh, not where's it gonna go? I know where it's gonna go, but how's it gonna take us there?
Yeah.
And okay.
Yeah, the sound effect every time that the virus gets transmitted is annoying. It's like, thank you for pointing that out.
I think the biggest problem with that is that it plays on the same note for the entire middle, and then it ends. So that sound effect, like you would think, okay, 3 people, great, the story's going to evolve. Doesn't really evolve, just kind of continues. You know?
Yeah. It Yeah, it's an odd choice to just beam over to a ship where everybody's dead without having some safety measures in place. And then later it's like, oh, we'll beam them back. Make sure the decontamination is on the transporter, guys. Well, duh. It makes more sense how they got it than it did in TOS. In TOS, they had those stupid red suits on, and the dude just reaches up and
Yes.
knows. But before that, he takes his glove off, looks under a table, and for some reason awkwardly places his hand up here where the thing drips on it. It just didn't make sense to put your hand there for the position you were going for. So
yeah,
TOS really dropped the ball on that episode, but whatever.
Yeah.
We're not talking about TOS.
No. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, especially since they kill themselves as they're chatting to them. And it's great. In the second episode, they're all like, but, Enterprise, come over and do things. And it's like, really, third episode in, and they're saying, come screw us, Enterprise. Just come and orgy. Just whatever. It's like, really? Really? Okay.
Yeah.
This is Star Trek right now. Interesting. Yeah. And I love how Beverly's like, oh, well, nothing can get through the all known pathogens and everything. They're completely safe. Everything. It's like, yeah, apart from the thing that it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Great medical officering there.
Normal all across the board. That's
Totally
what
fine.
she said.
Yeah, totally fine.
Yeah. And then, why are you sweating? And then Georgie's all sketched out, like, yeah. Hey, I'm fine, Doc. It's like, okay, chill out.
Although I love
but yeah, confining him. They decide to confine him to sick bay. So there you go.
And obviously works the entire episode long, obviously.
Because the great contaminant, they do a good job of keeping people in quarantine on the Enterprise D.
Keep the door locked.
Yeah,
that's not much to ask for. I do like though that we focus right away on Geordi. That theoretically he's a low tier because he's not chief engineer yet. He's theoretically on the lowest tier of crew members of important officers. He's just one of the bridge people, sort of. So I like that he gets quite a lot of screen. Well, I guess he was the guy from Roots, so he was a known personality.
Yeah.
I never saw.
And Reading Rainbow.
Yes. So he was never those for me because they're both very American-y things. So I just knew him from this, but it's nice they focus him straight away. Like he has quite a good presence in this episode. Yes. And
then we move on to the bridge where Riker's like, I have a vague memory of someone showering with their clothes on. It's like, really? And then he asks how long it's going to take Data to search for that in the computer. At least several hours. I don't think it would take that computer several hours to search for something like that if it's in an official ship's log. It's at least several hours seems a little bit long to me. But
well, the way he phrased it straight away is like any known records. So that's every race and every point in time. It's going to take years. Then he narrows it down to just Starfleet and ships and Enterprise. Like he narrows it down later. But I was expecting Data to be like, that'll take 253 years. And Riker's like, Federation ships, that'll take 62 years. We'll start at A. I mean, it's such a ridiculously minute thing, and you see Data's like, really, sir?
Yeah.
But he's on the right track, though. He heard it one time, that thing. Very important. Because if he hadn't have heard that, literally the crew would be dead in the third episode, in the second story. Literally, because he knew it once from a history book. That's it. And it's not even a very important Enterprise episode. Like he doesn't remember Archer's first... he doesn't remember Archer getting turned into a Klingon. He doesn't remember, Michael Burnham's war with the Klingons. No, but he remembers someone showering in their clothes on TOS,
Anyway. Then we move back down to sickbay. She's doing her thing, and Geordi's just like, oh, I don't want to be here. I'm just going to walk out the door. Again, lock the door, especially if someone's under quarantine. It was just, and you can tell sickbay's not finished yet here. Sickbay's always so dark.
Yes.
And it's always odd the way it's lit. I mean, they eventually change it, but it's just sickbay's not a finished set, I don't think, at this point.
Well, this is for me,
seems like there's a big blackness over to the.
Yeah, I mean,
and if you look at the picture of the bio beds, actually, you can see like a little modern day like light stand or something, and a wire going from the bio bed where it's plugged in.
Oh yeah.
You can actually.
Well, that one's on.
If you zoom in on it
that one's on, so it needs power. So we need to
Exactly.
That's great. That's awesome. That's
Oh,
funny. Damn, Stuart, we're two
yeah.
in. But it is nailed down. You can see it's got a little rivet. It is nailed down. But this
Mm-hmm.
is such a redress of the motion picture. I mean, it's the exact same cream color even. I mean, I know that Beverly's office is relatively the same. I mean, as in to where it goes. But yeah, they obviously, we need to be in sickbay, but let's just shoot sickbay very close up, very who cares? Because yeah, when they get a sickbay set, it's not now. They're still using what they've got. I mean, these are the exact same bioBeds for the motion picture, the exact same L-Carsy thing, even though they're not the same color. And it feels so, again, we know the context, but it feels so claustrophobic.
Mm.
You know?
And dungeony. It's very dark and just. Ugh.
I mean, there's nothing there. I mean, those wall flats could be the opposite. Could be like the reverse of another set. You wouldn't think anything of that. It could be just plywood reverses. But anyway,
and DS Rider puts in £1.99 and says, "Oh, the repaint of Wrath of Khan medbay set." Yeah.
Although Mon is alive says it looks like they use the briefing room set as the sick bay. Those windows are bigger.
Yeah, I can see why they would say that, but
yeah. Well, he's got a similar art style for a few rooms because it's a unified art style,
Yeah. And Jason puts in $5 and says the explanation of why Data also acted drunk was pretty stupid. My only real complaint of the episode. Yeah. Do I not have pores? Do I? My fluid is much similar to your blood. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, I was waiting for a really good explain. Like literally, I didn't remember. And also, that was one thing that stood out to me as his acting is great. It's very Brent. I mean, it's just Brent being Brent, like drunk Brent. But it's like, really, you went with the "cause like you lols." Moving on. That's it. I mean, it's like I don't buy that would affect him. I just don't.
No.
It's a damn smart virus. It's not even a virus. What is it, Stuart? What is it?
I don't know.
It's like part molecules. But it's not a virus.
It's like the hate plague that's in one of the Transformers season 3 episodes. Okay. Everybody gets infected with the hate plague and tries to kill each other, and they all glow red when they're infected with it. But it's the same thing. You touch somebody and it gets passed on.
Okay. Well, speaking of hate and death, happy birthday, Stuart!
Thank you, Samuel. It is my birthday. Yay!
Solid transition point there. Just solid.
That was good.
Okay.
That was good. I was talking about Transformer, something else I like, and it's like, a Transformer for my birthday would be great. Yeah. I guess is where he was going with that. There you go. Anyway, speaking of annoying.
Yes, there you
go. We've got Wesley and Jordy hanging out. And look what I can do. I've got a school project that levitates things because it's a tractor beam. And look, a voice synthesizer. Which is incredibly stupid. It looks like it's the same cube that Roberta Lincoln has on her desk in Assignment Earth. One of the Gary 7 little computer things. But look, I can use Captain Picard's voice from what he said over the intercom to say anything. I can pretend that he's telling me to take the ship somewhere. It's like, wow, what are you, 3? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Not annoying at all. Not annoying at all, this scene.
And that is also such a TOS prop. Such a TOS prop. I mean, okay, so, first of all, why the hell did Geordie go to Wesley? Like, he's just there. There's no connective tissue. He should have, walking through the halls and bumps into him and be like, oh, hey, Wesley, what are you up to? Just hang out. But it's just like, oh, you're there now. Do they know each other? I guess they do. Oh.
No, it's fine. 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Right back, guys.
Okay.
You can count.
Okay. Not going to. Hi, guys, it's me. Any notes I've got? Yeah, TOS chair in the... I haven't listened for 3 days. TOS chair in the crew quarters. Great frozen effect. Why have a hatch on the bridge? Troy... Oh, yeah, Troy. That's one thing I noted. Is that her costume in the pilot is not good in her makeup. This is a much better looking Troy in terms of, cohesive feel.
Told you, 10 seconds.
Yeah. I was just saying how I much prefer the Troy look. Just much better to the pilot. Seriously. The pilot was not a good look for her.
Yeah. Yeah. But then we get the Tasha and Jordy in the conference room.
Well, hold on.
Again.
I haven't. I'm not done with the Wesley thing yet.
Oh,
Because
fine.
I feel like this is played to be impressive, but we've had tractor beams for like 100 years. I feel like.
It's like kids today. It's like kids today making like a telegraph machine for a school project. The telegraph is like 100 some odd years old. It's something that.
Or typewriter, because you could probably make that, couldn't you? Like a printing press, yeah.
So I can see it being kind of like a school project for someone his age. You know, something simple, a tractor beam. You know.
But I feel like Geordie's like, this is really good, Wes. Like you've like the vibe I got from was that he designed it, he miniaturized it more than anyone else had. Like that's the vibe I got. I was like, oh, this is an impressive thing to have built. Rather than
he's just patronizing him. He's like, yeah, you did great, kid.
Okay. Fair enough. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
But yeah, the next scene is the conference room, and it's all dark again. Must be night shift. Yeah, they didn't have the lighting down pat, because even in Encounter at Farpoint, this room was very dark as well. Yeah. But it's the whole, help me see like you do. You see a lot better than I do. I see more, but not better. Sorry, this scene just bugs me. It's cringy.
Does it remind you of the rape gang, Stuart?
No, but those get mentioned soon.
Because Stuart's like Tasha, so I just thought I'd mention her one character trait.
Well, she's not bad in this episode, actually. This is like one of the ones I can kind of stand her in.
Well, it's because she's just playing the role of security.
Yeah, until she turns into a sex kitten, but...
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, you hear the little sound effect because he touches her face and she touches his hands, and then the other security guy comes in. It's like, oh, yeah. And then down in sick bay.
Well, about this scene, as soon as I saw a Geordie, and it's funny how, decades later I thought, oh, this reminds me of when Talara was in the Orville looking out, and then Klein comes in and talks to him about ratting him out, and he's like, fuck you. Like, I got that flashback, and it's like, because this exact visual happened in the episode, and another one, like this exact thing. I was like, this is weird. But I like the fact there's a nebula outside the window, because normally it's just a curtain with stars that you put a nebula. Like, I appreciate that's a bit of detail. Although again, I wonder, she's they're searching for Geordie, and she just walks into this room because why not? Even though it's off the bridge, so she has to walk off the bridge to go in this room. But you would think, like, of all places to look and also randomly find him, it's again just like I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna find you, cool script, move on. There's no organic way of this. Like if he was, it would have been fun if he was, well, again, budget, but if he was in hydroponics, looking at trees, or the fucking holodeck. I mean, to be fair, that makes more sense, just seeing the holodeck.
Or 10 forward, but we had to work with the sets that were already built at the time. Yeah. And there was no 10. I think in later seasons, the scene would have been in 10 forward. He would have been sitting there having a drink or leaning against the bar or something.
Yeah.
Because the conference room is for conferences. It's right behind the bridge. It's for important meetings.
Although I'm sure there are multiple conference rooms.
Yes.
So I'm not. It doesn't have to be the one, And I also I find it funny that he's ill. They know that he's ill. He's probably contagious. The fact that everyone in the other crew died, and he's like, "Don't tell on Tasha." She's like, "I won't. Don't worry." It's like, really? Chief security.
Yeah.
I bought it there.
Car Galaxy Studios says that's before they thought of using the computer to check where someone was. No, because he took his comm badge off in sickbay.
Nice
so
touch.
The computer would have said that he was in sickbay. I guess they could have adjusted to look for his biosign readings. Look for some blind dude. All right, cool.
Well, yeah, I mean,
homing on his visor, the computer would be able to find out where he is, but still.
Because in episode 1, he asked where the person was, and the computer pointed with, go this way. So I love they took the comm badge off. They knew instantly, but they don't call out. He took off the comm badge. We can't track him.
They do that. They do that in other episodes, but
it should have been Can you track the visor?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And Joseph Petrick puts in €2 and says, "I am programmed in multiple techniques. Check PayPal." All right, cool. I'm going to check PayPal.
We will get there.
let's see. He sent $5 US on PayPal as
Oh,
well.
thank you.
Thank you. And he says, do you really doing this review dressed? Happy birthday, Captain Foley, and many more revolutions around the sun. Fun fact: on Mars, you would be 23.9 years old.
Ooh.
Well, thank you. And yeah, you know what? It's my birthday. This is the Naked Now. God damn it! I should be wearing my birthday suit.
Keep your pants.
Oh, I've been told to keep my pants on.
Doesn't
so,
mean your shirt can't come off.
You know what? Anti-Trekker already makes fun of me for having a smooth chest, just because I'm more evolved than most humans. It's fine. He says I'm an alien because of it, but
That's much easier though. Like, you don't want a hairy back or a hairy chest. I mean, a hairy back, jeez. I mean, you see those people they hire to have a hairy back in movies, like, oh, that guy with a hairy back. It's like, oh my god.
wearing a sweater all year round. Yeah, no thanks.
Anyway, back to the show. Because literally, I have the graphic on until we stopped about birthday stuff. So, side steps for a second. Oh, you're still there. I do like Picard in this episode for the most part. He's quite methodical, although not as proactive as he should be. Was the vibe I got. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what we talked about with the counter at Farpoint. I don't think they really knew what he was going to be like. And this one, they did dial him back a little bit. Yeah. That's my feeling there. Let's see, do I have any notes for this section?
And also, 183 people, that's awesome, thank you so much. Please click the like button when we hit at least 100 likes, will be amazing. So click that like button. And if we can get to 100, that's great.
Yeah, so I kind of liked this sickbay scene, trying to figure out what's going on. And like you said, the look of Deanna Troi is a lot better in this episode than the first one.
Yeah.
But then we move on to the whole it's like looking for a needle in a haystack with Data and Riker.
Yes.
I got some good screenshots there. Again, helping them narrow down the search, looking for anything historical. Oh, Enterprise. So they're narrowing it down. He just recently read a history of all the past ships named Enterprise, as you probably would before you get posted to one.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that tie-in.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, this is a historic Enterprise, and there hasn't been an Enterprise for quite a few years. I mean, since the last one got destroyed in Narendra 3, or Narendra 3, in a heroic thing, and this ship is right up the production line. I mean, you've got a really prestigious job here. You know, the last Enterprise died heroically. The one before that killed Kirk and then lost accidentally. One before that did the Kittimer and helped save the galaxy. The one before that saved Earth from V'Ger. The one before that did God knows how many things. And the one before that was 30% bigger, had 300 shuttles, had repair robots.
Hey, we don't mention that one. That's the one that shall not be named.
Speaking of, in the original version of this graphic of the Enterprise was the refit. And they fixed it in the remasters. Because that was one of those continuity flaws. It's one of those classic continuity flaws they should have known better. I mean, obviously it's still the same Enterprise, but obviously it's not because it wasn't looking like that at the time. But at the time it was made, that was the Enterprise. So they fixed it, and that's one of those subtle fixes that is good. Good job for fixing.
Nice. Okay, I didn't know that specifically. Here we learn of all the there you see the molecular formula for either the disease or the cure, one or the other. But they're talking about the same shifts in gravity that were occurring around the original planet that the Enterprise was orbiting, and now this star, which is going to go supernova. So there's huge gravity shifts, which is kind of like the commonality between these two events.
I don't really buy it.
I don't either. But Picard's so confident. He's like, "Yeah, Doctor, your problems are over. We're sending down a cure." And haha, I'm Picard.
Yeah. You know what I think they realised is that we want to play this episode as one big bit. And so we have to make it very simple, with each bit being teeny shorts, basically. Little short scenes. And so, oh, yep, cure. Doesn't work straight away, but it works second try. And it's like, oh. So the plot here is so razor thin, and it really feels it on a second viewing, because it's ridiculous how quickly it's like, let's trust a cure designed 150 years ago across the galaxy with a completely different disease. It'll work 100%, Beverly. She's like, shut up, Patrick, John, Luke.
You're obviously not a doctor. It doesn't work
Yeah.
that way, you dumbass. It might give me a base to start with, but
Yeah, wouldn't it be great if Data just looked up and said, Captain, that's not how medicine works. Shut up, Data. It does, except the Captain.
damn it, Data. I'm a captain, not a doctor.
Side note, there's a weird Excelsior shot here with a slightly out of proportion Excelsior, looks to me. Like, just that side was a little bit off.
Yeah.
The secondary hull is too thick at the back, I think, and the neck's too thin. It's just, and the sauce is too thick as well. It's just all slightly off, which is weird because it's remastered. Just slightly off.
Mm-hmm.
You're
picky.
I'm
just kidding.
Wow.
That's our job.
And also, they did have a D7 here, but you haven't got a picture of it. And I was like, yay, D7.
And Jason, yeah, I tried to. Sorry. Jason puts in $5. Hasn't Geordi had his visor his entire life? Why would he be complaining about it now? Because he was drunk. I mean, the last episode he was complaining that it hurt, that he had headaches, or it was always bothering him. There was always constant pain. And this one, he's like, yeah, I just want to see like you, and he's never seen like us. So I mean, it's an interesting thought to have, but you were born that way. So if you had been born with with sight and then lost the sight, I can see him kind of saying that more. Like, I want to see like I used to.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really know what he's missing. So it's an odd thing to say, but he's intoxicated. So.
In the first episode, it's exposition scene. It's who am I? Here is who I am. Next scene.
Mm-hmm.
This scene, it's here's what defines me. End of scene.
Yeah.
But at least we learn it's from birth, which I actually forgot. I didn't remember that was a thing, and that gives it unique context. But it means that your medicine isn't so advanced as to fix that. And again, it makes some Discovery stuff look even more stupid with Arium and stuff. It's like, if you fix anything in Discovery, how can you not fix this man here? Or at least, well, is it fixing if he was born that way? But I mean, they do say this is super drunk. It's not just drunk.
Yeah.
And maybe you could argue in some strange, bizarre way that he was the first one infected. He got the most concentrated version, and then he spread it, and it got more and more
diluted.
Not
yeah.
At a certain point, he got just raw. I mean, that's silly in its own way, but it is a weird scene. And he doesn't mention really his sight really again much.
Mentioned it a few times.
But over 200 episodes, it's not a lot. It's not really a recurring thing. Like his lack of sight, I don't even think of him as being blind because he's such an iconic. Like, he just does everything, which is ironic because the actor was actually blind.
And since he was born with it, you wouldn't think he would be talking about it as much because it's just something he's always had to deal with, right?
Well, not just that, but he's always seen better. He can see through walls if they're thin enough. He can see power. He can see he lives to see things.
He sees more. Not better. That's what he tells Tasha.
Well,
because she says, you see better than I do already. I see more, not better, he says. So, Polish Gamer puts in £5.
Thank you.
Not a fan of this episode. Too early for a TOS throwback. Yes, I agree. It should have been episode 6 or 7 at least. Also, it's worse written than the TOS one. If you're going to copy an episode, at least do it better. Yes. They're still finding their footing with the characters and stuff, which was odd choice to do this one because they're all acting kind of out of character, but we don't know that because we don't know the characters yet. And
I will say right now, TOS did do it better.
Oh yeah,
just stronger storyline and just it had a. I mean, that was the point. This episode, the point is to be TOS again with new characters. There isn't a point to this episode. The first one was the point was the story. Although I love the shot of Picard with the green light from the whatever, and then the full 360 bridge. I mean, most sets aren't 360. That's awesome. I love you can see the scene. I love you can see the dome. That's so much effort, and that's an expensive thing to make, and they do use it a lot. I mean, there's so many good camera angles in TNG season 1 because they wanted to go interesting, and then it gets more and more vanilla as it goes on. And that's just because saving money and just trying to do it efficiently rather than ooh. But that's a really cool, for its time. Cool shot.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the next scene, guys, is Troy's quarters, And she goes into her own quarters. She doesn't lock the door, apparently. It's like Canada. You don't have to lock your door on this ship.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it knows who you are before you walk in and unlocks it. I'm sure for you it's never locked.
Well, Tasha is a security officer, so she probably unlocked it.
Yeah, she can do automatic.
I thought of that.
Unlock,
yeah. Anyway, there's clothes strewn around, and she's all like deciding what to wear, and Troy's like, "What?" There's a great shot of Troy that I was like, "Okay, hi." It's awkward.
Tasha, we're not the same size, girl. Don't steal my shit. Go away. I'm busy. Stop.
Yeah. So not much to say about that scene. Just shows that Tasha's now acting out of character because she came in contact with Geordi.
Although I don't see Troy wearing any of this stuff. It's like, of all the things you pick as clothes, they're all like I don't know what they are. They're not dresses. I guess they are just like over top dresses, but I don't see even Troy wearing this stuff. Definitely not Tasha. None of them suit Tasha particularly well. Like, if you look at what Tasha wears later on, not remotely this. Like, of all the things you pick, this stuff, I was like, I don't know.
And Jason puts in $2 and says, "Where are the drunken children all over the ship?"
Oh,
you know what? You know why there are no drunken children? Because in the future, no one touches children.
But just to talk about it for a second, I guess the amount of virginities lost in this episode is all of them. I mean, this was a good day for prepubescent teenagers in the school, obviously of the right age. But like,
assuming they were touching these major characters that are the only ones infected.
Yeah, but there's a lot of secondaries at the end. I mean, like
that is very true. That is very
right
true.
By the end. But can you imagine all the first dates go on there? This is like goes from first date to something else. This is like, wow, that was an interesting first date. It's like, yep.
Area 51 puts in $1. Thank you very much.
And all because of a space sun, Stuart. Because of a space sun.
Yes.
Why? Don't know. Doesn't matter.
And Fleet Pass Swiftback puts in $4.99. Evening, folks. Sorry I can't stay longer, Captain. Happy birthday, Commander. Have a good night. Everyone else, live long and prosper. See you later. Thank you very much. The next, I forget exactly what happens or what's said, but somebody says a snootful, like a euphemism, and Data's like, huh? Snootful? It's just, I thought it was funny. I never heard it before this, but I think it's like a expression my dad's generation would have said.
Yeah.
Older one.
I was like, this is a very abstract moment where they're trying to make it a thing. Although I think, again, Picard, he jumps from being the more grumpy guy that you think you know him as. It's like, oh, well, I'm like, he's kind of like, like, it's such a Patrick Stewart just trying to be a guy. You know? Again, yeah. how could you put grumpy?
And Jason puts in $2. Data should have gotten Tasha pregnant.
Oh, jeez.
Mm-hmm. Give birth to a Furby.
Or Isaac.
Something weird. Or Isaac. Jeff. That's funny. Jeff Jacobs puts in $3. 100 likes. Sweet. I will go again at 150. Make me pay. We got 212 people here, so thank you guys for watching. 212, we should get to 150 likes easily. So everybody take the time out just to hit that like button.
And it's nice because I'm having great fun just chatting through this episode, and it's nice that some of you guys are going to join us because we want to we can get through some of the less good episodes to get to the good stuff, but it's just a fun ride. So thank you guys who just wanted to turn up to the ride because, yeah, it's a fun ride. Speaking of rides, happy birthday for tonight.
Thank you. It's my birthday. Gonna party like it's my birthday.
Because it is your birthday.
Gonna drink Bacardi like it's my birthday.
It is your birthday.
Gonna read Eugene's super chat for my birthday.
Yeah, Eugene, birthday.
1,000 rubles from Eugene. Thank you. Damn, you've just made this episode even worse. By the way, happy birthday. What did I do to make it even worse?
I think it's me with a sex thing.
Oh, yeah. Pervert. Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop puts in $2.
Oh, wow.
Keep up the good work. Beamed me up.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, God. Please read Robert Hayes' non-super chat comment. It's awful.
Oh, I just scrolled by. See, this is why I hate the regular chat, because it's hard to... where the hell is it? Robert, like the mirror. Okay, I can't find it now.
Okay, Robert Hayes. Maybe Sung has stored some of his sperm and data.
I mean, why not?
Live forever. Not really.
Philip Ingram puts in €5 with no comment. Probably wise to not comment at this point, yes. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
And this is where we get the whole chief engineer report to the bridge. Oh, well, first of all, Wesley has to be a pompous asshole and show off to his mom. Look what I can do. I can make things float. That's awesome, Wes. Now piss off.
With fancy VFX.
Yeah. And Tasha's strutting through the hallway. Gotta say, this is one of my favorite Tasha moments.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
And then, the return of the short skirt. There's a lady there with the MSD with a very short skirt, which is very appreciated. Sorry, it is.
I do like when they're clever like this, because it's not meant to be engineering, but they shoot engineering without showing engineering, and you get a different feeling corridor. Big open, lots of people, and they close off this other. I'm pretty sure there's not a corridor there. There's a wall there where that door is. Engineering. Because there's not a wall. There's a wall there in the main engineering set. Because the turbolift door and the Voyager set, but obviously further down. But there's not a corridor there. Am I right?
I think you're right.
But it's a simple redress. I mean, you just take out the wall, put in a door frame, boom, you've got a complete different.
Way back tech hashtag save short skirts. Yes.
Yeah.
Save the short skirts.
Bring
them back in Discovery, guys.
Yeah. There you go. And I wonder what rank is he? Oh, has he not got any pips? It's not even a rank. He hasn't got any pips. He's an ensign.
Must be like
Jesus.
Cadet or just a science guy, a science specialist that's not in Starfleet. I don't know.
What's it? Commander Yar? What's her rank? Lieutenant Yar? Just out of all the people she could pick to kiss, unranked officer. Low bar there. Low bar.
No. Hellrats. She makes up for it later. Hellrats 96 puts in $5 and says, "What's up, fellas? We've seen Data's hands moving fast. God knows what he can do with his hips." Oh my good God. I knew comments like this were going to happen in this episode. You know, I thought the same thing, though. It's even worse when you think about Odo and Kira. The dude's a shapeshifter, man. She's not an Oreo. She's a double stuffed Oreo, I think is what we're going for there. And on that note, let's move along.
Data with some poor green screen, but that's okay. And again, look at Picard's back of Picard. There's nothing there. Then where they fixed that, it's just such a I feel like such a misnomer. Oh, and engineering. I know, although we haven't seen this bit of engineering yet. Although there's the corridor. So they kept the redress for the scene, the corridor next to engineering. But obviously the engineering set isn't probably finished yet because he's on just a table, but that's a control panel. When in proper engineering, so I was confused. It's just, and the fact it's got bar stools there feels just like just a work desk, just work desk to do paperwork next to the engine. It's like, really? But considering how elaborate engineering is, with all the consoles and the middle piece and this is a much more cut down engineering. Almost doesn't feel like main engineering room, to be honest. Yeah.
Matthew DeFriedis says, "Captain Foley Day. Yes, I'm a role model. I'm sure you are." Jason puts in $2. Data has unlimited endurance. Poor Tasha. Poor Tasha or happy Tasha. Well, just saying. He's probably got a limiter, like a governor on a car. He can only go so fast. He can only go for so long.
Federation mandated, obviously.
Yeah, 30 seconds. You know how it is.
The average.
Anyway, this is where we hear Chief Engineer report to the bridge, and it's Picard. And this is our Chief Engineer, guys. Her name is...
Don't care.
Whatever her name is. There she is. And she'll change in the next episode to a fat, bearded man. And then eventually, Geordi will become Chief Engineer. So, I mean, hi, Chief Engineer. We don't know who you are.
Now, you would think... Because I can't imagine they decided by episode 3 they were going to recast her with a big guy beard and recast him to Geordie. Like, that was obviously not a natural transition.
Well,
they decided to change it. But why? If this is the chief engineer, I mean, look, the last one was Scotty. Why give her such no personality? I mean, she has a little bit of personality, but I mean, very underused considering.
I don't think they planned. I don't think they planned for anything. They're like, oh, how often will we need to talk to our chief engineer? Probably not very much. So let's not cast anybody in that. We need a chief engineer this episode. What? Lady, come here. You're going to be chief engineer. Dude, you're going to be chief engineer. And eventually they're like, damn, we need the chief engineer quite a bit. So maybe we should cast one of our regulars. That's kind of the vibe I get from it. But it's like, it's a chief engineer, man. If you watch TOS at all, you know that it's a pretty important role.
He's on the bridge too,
Yeah.
I just feel like Gene would have, like, he did want to repeat a lot of the same formula. So why leave out, I mean, really, Gene was a counsellor more important than chief engineer as a primary.
Yes.
Really? Apparently
he wanted to show the differences between TOS and TNG and how far we've come. It's now about people, not necessarily the tech. I guess. I don't know what he was thinking because they...
Well, it should have been then... You should have had one... These two people in the scene that you're seeing now should have been only one character. That would have helped because she would have got his lines. Because it's fine to make her get uber drunk and be dumb. That's fine. Maybe this is her first chief engineer role. That makes her relatable. Like, she's nervous. Maybe make her meet Picard in an earlier scene and be nervous. And then she doesn't break the ship, but she, I guess that would be daft to break the ship. But, I don't know. Small thing. But since we shouldn't always look in retrospect, it's kind of thinking, that's all they gave to the chief engineer? And also, surely, isn't the idea of putting your voice, replicating it, wouldn't that have been a thing that's been designed hundreds of years ago? So the fact that it's super special feels a bit out of place. Does that make sense?
No, what are you talking about?
So Wesley, shows Geordie can replicate people's voices, and he's like,
oh
cool, uses it. But surely that's a basic thing. We can almost do that now.
Yeah.
I mean, well, in that sense, yes. Hundreds of years, it feels weird that would be the impressive thing. Obviously, at the time, it was very
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
It doesn't really age up well. And someone pointed out they built an entire engineering set. So, although really they just, it is the TMP set. They just changed the engine core and redressed it, and then so they already had the space, and they obviously whatever. But it's right. They had a full engineering set. Why no full-time chief engineer?
Yeah. Well, Jason puts in $5 and says, "Isn't it a plot hole when Geordie as the engineer? With Geordie as the engineer, Picard has the whole backstory of bringing him on the ship because he fixed his shuttle." Yeah, that's a flaw later. I don't remember that episode specifically, but if he was brought in because he fixed the shuttle to be chief engineer, then yeah, that's a major plot hole. I don't remember that though.
Yeah, I don't remember that story. I mean, I'm sure we'll listen to it. I'm sure we'll get there. But it's true. He certainly doesn't have the qualifications to be chief engineer. I mean, how many engineers out there would kill to be the Enterprise's chief engineer? You give it to your... I mean, I guess he's a lieutenant, but he was Con. He was a pilot. It's like making Sulu chief engineer. You wouldn't. It's a different skill set.
Well, it's like turning Stamets into the chief engineer, which they've kind of done, which is stupid because he's a mushroom specialist.
This is true.
Jet Reno might fill that role eventually, but anyway.
But anyway.
So now we've got chief engineer report to the bridge, assistant chief engineer to medical. It's just Wesley being an ass, and then we get the whole.
Well, and Wesley makes him drunk from one touch instantly to affect his judgment to make him go off too. A little bit far-fetched, but oh well.
Yeah. And then she comes on the bridge, reporting for duty, sir. You told me to report. I did no such thing. And then you get the whole Picard over the loudspeaker saying, "The acting captain is now Wesley Crusher. Thank you, sir. A new day has dawned for the Enterprise." It's like, oh my God, I would be livid. Anyway,
I liked that. I thought it was fun.
It was fun, but it's like,
I like everyone's response to it. It's very, I like that for what it is.
Yeah. And then, of course, he sets up a repulsor beam, which is hooked into the ship's power now. So it's just a force field, which there would be a force field there anyway, which we established later.
Which means you would assume that you could use the force field generators to undo a force field if you've got a force field. And remember, there is a second entrance to that, like, cubby hole. Like, you just go around the end. I don't think that obviously they remodeled the room slightly, but there is another entrance to that bit.
Is there? I thought that was closed off.
Little service thing. Yeah, it feels very easy because the thing is, if I was them, I would go to the other side of the glass and phaser the glass, just enough to burn through the glass, kick it, and go through and phaser him and stun him if he's got control of the Enterprise, which he theoretically does, which is like just shoot the phase, just shoot the glass, shoot the force field. Like that force field can't, I guess, is in the main power, I suppose, but like it's not an immeasurable force.
Yeah. Lizzie Smith puts in $1 or £1.99. Thank you. Swinging by, can't stay, but I'll catch up tomorrow. Well, thank you for the super chat, and hopefully you enjoy the conversation. It's been a fun one so far. This has been a fun episode to talk about.
And you're exactly 1 hour into the stream, so now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
So much. Gee, happy birthday, Stuart! Graphic!
Yeah, because I just said knowing is half the battle, which dates me because it's the 80s and G.I. Joe. And
knowing...
That was good. That was a good transition.
Knowing your own birthday is half the battle of having a birthday.
And battling senility, and yes.
Oh, the frosting gonna eat later.
Yeah.
In your stomach!
Yes.
You gonna have a cake tonight, Stuart? I hope you are.
I don't know yet. That's a good question. It's kind of a surprise is what's going on, so.
Cool. Will you let me know?
No. I will not send you a picture of my cake.
Okay.
I'll let you know. Of course I will. Jason puts in $5.
Jason, you're on fire, man. Thank you.
Why didn't they just transport into the room with Wesley? I would assume he's got like a repulsor field around, because they called it that.
Yeah.
Around the whole room to mitigate such things.
Yeah, I mean, / he's also locked out computer access, so I'm sure he's like dampening fielded it. I mean, if he's got access to everything, he's reasonably compos mentis. He is just having fun with it, you know.
And then there's the assistant chief engineer. Hey, how's it going? Hey, I promise. Honest engine. It's like, really?
I'll be honest though.
You can come into my pillow fort and play.
I'll be honest though, he is genuinely fun comic relief, if cringe. I think he plays it pretty well. It's just a bit cringe, but he is quite good comic relief. I'll give him that. He did do a good job.
Yes.
And did you like how close all those extras are getting? Like,
yeah,
you get pretty close actually. It's like, right.
That was a fun day on set.
It was a fun day in engineering. Just round the corner, there's another 10 people doing things.
Dun, dun, dun. On that note, next scene is the bridge with Worf saying, "Sir, there are strange things happening all over the ship." And then something about a limerick. There's a young lady from Venus whose body was shaped like a...
Mr. Data!
Picard cuts him off, yeah.
And did you get the impression that Worf was immune to the virus in this episode?
Yeah, kinda.
He didn't ever got affected, despite the guy next to him getting affected and Data. So he was in proximity. Well, he never got touched necessarily, but he got the impression he kind of might be immune. Yeah,
and this is where Worf says, "I don't understand their humor either, even though I was raised by them since I was young. I would know their humor, ha ha ha, but no."
Kalish has no humor.
Kalish. Yeah. Oh.
They just gave us a Trekyards meme. We should do a shirt that says K8 letters. What's the shirt say? Kalish.
Oh.
Now so Data's go get Tasha, because Tasha's saying Jean-Luc. It's like, oh my. Goes to see Tasha, and he's bemused, and she
got out of her uniform just for you, Data.
She did, because she knew he would send Data.
I was 5 when I was abandoned. Rape gangs. That is the whole... That's romantic as hell. I tell you what, if you want to get some dude in your bed, talk about the rape gangs, and you were 5 when you got abandoned. That's the way to do it. 15 when she escaped. This is exposition. This is exposition here. Oh, yeah.
You
Anyway.
know, when I'm drunk, I talk about every time I've been beaten up.
Yeah.
I'm just about to get laid. I just start. Yeah, you're right. It is weird. She's dressed extremely sexually, and then she brings up that stuff, and it's like, really, writers? Really?
Yeah.
That's what you give her to say?
Well, it goes to like, I want somebody that is caring and loving and sweet because I was raped. It's like, okay, wow,
doesn't come across
thanks.
like that, though.
And this is not the last time we hear about the rape gangs, everybody. At least, well, it is for this episode, but not for the run of Tasha. Probably Celia doesn't talk about it, for Christ's sake.
That make more sense. The Roman rape gangs. I'm laughing. But she doesn't know Data, so she's not doing it just for him. Like, she has no idea who's gonna go there. It's for. What if it was a girl?
I think it wouldn't have mattered.
I think it wouldn't have mattered. No. Yeah, I do like a little hair thing though.
Well, she looks like Superman, little spit girl.
Yeah, and did you love? I mean, like, okay, think for a second. Data's the sound effect doesn't happen until right at the end, right? So
Right.
we assume that's important. Data's there. He's very rule oriented. He's there on a mission. He lets her talk to her, fine, and then she's like, shag him. He's like, okay. It's like,
Well, I think it goes to him wanting to experience what it's like to be a human, and this is like the first opportunity he's had for this kind of thing. So he's like, yeah, because he's Pinocchio. He wants to be a human. He wants to be a real boy. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this writing.
I know, but he's like, he's the dude that will follow orders, and yet he's got time to get laid. Like, he needed to be in touch straight away, and then get drunk. Like, the time was a little bit off this one. Like, it's like, dude, you're busy.
Yeah.
And fully functional, because all robots you build for science should be everything. Okay. Sung was very detail orientated, wasn't he?
He is. But I got to run for 10 seconds again,
Okay.
literally. Jason puts in a $2 super chat, though. Isn't Data only a few years old? I'll let you feel that one.
I think Data's actually 30 or 40 years old, actually. He did an entire stint at the academy. He's not like young. Yeah, 2338 activation. And then this takes place in, and also if you include him being alive for a few bits being instructed, 2364. So he was, wow, math.
Hasn't he been online for like 15 years or something? Because he went
like
to the academy.
20 something. It's not as much as I thought, but he went to like I said, went to the academy. But he's definitely over 18, so it's not weird. I mean, it is weird. It's a robot.
Well, it is weird, but yeah.
And her handling it is awful as well at the end. I'll say that. I didn't like her handling. 2338. So he loses virginity when he's 26. Yeah. There you go. Moving on.
Yeah. This next scene is kind of odd. You got Riker down in engineering, trying to work with the chief engineer to get this thing fixed. Deanna shows up all sweaty. And Bill, really? We're going with Bill. Bill does not suit Riker. Will does, but she calls him Bill here, and I just put Bill ? Laughing my ass off because it sounds so stupid. They haven't established the characters yet, so they thought, short for William, it's fine. But after watching the whole series, hearing him called Bill just doesn't work.
Where's my note on that? What did I say?
That Bill was
honestly, I thought she just said the name wrong. I thought she just learned the line as Bill, not Will. And they just didn't know, because she says it like you could sort of miss it if you weren't paying attention. It's Bill, Will, Bill. Like it's relatively similar. I think honestly it's just purely a script. Like she's read it wrong. I don't think it was trying to Bill as in William.
I think they were trying to establish that they're very familiar with each other, so there was more of a relaxed Bill vibe than Will.
Okay.
I don't know. That's kind of what I got, and it just didn't make. It was Bill. Trust me, way back tech.
Oh yeah, it was 100%.
It was Bill.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird.
very noticeable. Yeah.
And I mean, in terms of characters, right? We've actually had a lot of character growth in 2 episodes. I'll be honest. We know Data's android, and we have a really good sense of who he is. We know him and Troy have a good thing. They had a good thing, and this again backs that up. Geordi, we know his backstory pretty much. Troy, know hers now. Picard, we got a good sense of him as well. Like, actually, legitimately, we've actually had a lot of character stuff in 3 episodes. I will give them that. They've all got something. I mean, if you look at, obviously TOS is not the best example, but look at TOS after the first 3. I mean, you don't know who Scotty is, but Scotty isn't anyone. You know, or obviously it was only about the main 3. I mean, I think you know Bones used to be married, but I mean that's you know what I mean. There isn't much. And in Voyager, I think Voyager might be decent enough, but I think they did a pretty good job. They are focused on characters, so I'll give them credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very.
Here we get the whole. Yeah, here we get the whole. Hey, let's get it on. And he's like, "Hey, let me take you to sick bay." So he scoops her up, takes her to sick bay, and then we get a shot of the injector, the hypo spray, getting the tube loaded.
She can't quite get it first try. You can tell it's like 3 takes of try to get it in. It just doesn't. It just took a long time to do.
So she hits Geordi with it. He drops off Deanna, and this was supposed to work instantly. It's not working. So.
And he infects her, which is important.
Yes.
Although Riker is the most immune out of everyone. Doesn't actually affect him pretty much the entire time. Because literally, if everything's sort of real time-ish, then people have been infected and infected and affected in a few seconds. But he has to do he has the entire episode from now until the end. And only right then he's like, oh, am I getting it? It's like, yeah, you've had it for 20 minutes.
Well, people react to things differently.
Yeah.
Depending on their biological structure. So
also, didn't have any silly things for him to do. Like, he was just like, no, we got.
He's going to be a horn dog the rest of the series. He's got to be normal in this one, guys. This is like role reversal episode.
I'm back on one little imagery for a second. Back in engineering with a guy putting isolina chips. I love got isolina chips right from the start. That's awesome. But I like that it's clearly being held up by like a metal rod and glue. And every time I put something on it, it falls down because you can't physically make it work how he's doing it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It's just a silly little moment. But that's one of the few images I actually remember from this episode. From when I was young.
I remember, from when I was young, I remember Data flying the chips back in at like super speed. That's nothing that
was on a CD of like TNG moments. It was on a tech manual.
Yeah.
One of those like. And it was like, oh my god, video clips on a CD. So I know that I literally have. Sorry, odd tangent, but Best of Both was in Fire and Torpedoes, or I guess actually in Farpoint as well. But that was one of the 8 clips we had, so we'd play them just because we had them. So I heard that in my nightmares, just the same goddamn thing. Like, this is not interesting, but it's all we had.
Yeah. Well, here we find out we got to get the command computer back online so they get access to things. And Picard is becoming extremely annoyed with Wesley, as he should be. And this is I have the note here, tractor beam the Tsiolkovsky. So this is where they come up with the plan to tractor beam it.
Well, Wesley's like, because like, you're about control, and Wesley's like, sir, technically, you give orders to other people who do things. So can I just be that guy? I actually love his logic. He's still really smart while being drunk. So I do actually kind of like that. And then Picard's like, well, I would give an order to do tractor beam. He's like, okay, cool. Good job.
Yeah.
I like Beverly putting her hair up in a half. The hell was that about? It's like, I'm drunk, therefore I'm going to mess my hair.
We haven't got... Yeah, we have got there yet. But anyway, yeah, Bill is helping the chief engineer still with the thing. I also have Data is infected because of his pores here. I don't know why that note is there. Did we miss that scene, or did I not?
I don't know. Anyway, that's in a minute.
Okay. But yeah, her putting her hair up, I gotta say, is a great moment for me. I like it.
Okay.
Crusher is obviously horny and runs up to the bridge. Oh yeah, here's Data.
Here's Data. Yes.
Here Data walks in and says, "Oh, I can get it too. I have pores. I have blood. Prick me. Do I not leak?" Really?
The acting here is really good, though.
Oh yes.
Like it's like it's. I mean, I've met Brent a couple of times, not in like any grand way, but he's got very different. Like he's acting Data. Like it's a genuine he built a full character, and this is just Brent being fun. And he shows his kind of range because he plays off so well. But also, my note here was drunk Data acts a lot like Law.
Dun dun dun.
I just thought maybe Law's just always drunk.
Yeah, I like how he was like fixated on his hand. I thought that was really well played.
But yeah, I don't buy that he can get infected like this. That was a lazy.
No. Yeah, that's.
I mean,
yeah.
If you'd said via sexual contact, that would have made maybe a bit more sense. But that would have been like even more, even more dodge. But it would have made a bit more sense, I guess. I guess that is the implication anyway. But yes.
Yeah. Anyway, then Beverly comes on the bridge, and gotta say, kind of enjoy it very much. Then Data does the
I love that
slapstick fall.
I didn't remember that at all, but it's like his commitment to that is perfect.
Yeah.
It's 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the weirdest back and forth with Beverly and Picard here. She's like, I think I'm working on a cure, and he's like, arr. And he does this stupid horse sound. Arr. At one point, it's like, I know you're hot and bothered, dude, but who does that?
That was Patrick's acting choice.
Arr.
Tells you something about his sex life, doesn't it?
Yeah, instead of a cold shower, he makes that noise.
Jesus.
This is the most unattractive and unappealing thing I can think of to do.
You know what I should have done when I met him? I should have taken this clip to him and said, Mr. Stewart, explain. Well, my ex-girlfriend loved horses, and we used to play horsey.
Oh my God, no.
I will say though, I love that she's wearing a full uniform underneath her. Like they
Smock.
didn't. Yeah, it was. It's a uniform within a uniform because she looks good in the uniform, but it's not like Troy, who didn't get a uniform for how many years. Crusher, nope, always a uniform. So I don't know why that stands out to me, but it's like no, she was always uniformed, just under a layer. And this actually.
It's a well played scene. It's well acted. It's really good, and I love Picard. He's like, not now, Doctor. It's like any other time, I'd be down, but no.
It's a really amazing scene. You can tell the actors were so invested. Yeah. But again, as episode 3, it sets a weird precedence of is this gonna be a thing?
Yeah.
No, not for 6.5 years until we're telepathically linked one time. It's like, really?
Well, there's hints at it. Quite often.
But not this. This level of, I would do you in any other circumstance being this drunk. It's like, well, play that some other time. Like, she was that into you then, you were that into her, to literally go from, I'm sort of drunk, to, I'm a college frat. Within literally, I mean, he goes from 0 to 80 he's not quite 100, I would have done stuff, but, his turn is very quick here. That shows how much of an effect she has. But again, also character. It shows how much they were into each other a while ago, actually. But yeah, surprising scene. And then she slinks away, redoes a uniform, and he waves.
The little... It's just such an odd moment.
It's so cute, though. Literally, Patrick Stewart age goes like a 20-year-old. He plays a 20-year-old really well in this scene.
Yeah, and the way she's in the turbolift, and it's like, oh, man, that's cute. Sorry. They should
have played this more, because this is they had chemistry.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Star explodes. Kaboomba.
Yep.
Next, there's a chunk headed right for them. Of course, there is. Out of all the possible mathematical probabilities of one chunk heading straight for that ship.
There's probably millions of chunks, Stuart.
There is, but I mean, there's also millions of directions and trajectories, and they just happen to be sitting right in the middle of one of them. They couldn't be 5 degrees to this way, so that it would obviously miss them, so they don't have to rush to get out of there.
Well, Stuart, in that particular chunk of stellar matter on the mantle, there's a slightly magnetic portion of a material, and so as that blows out, and the energy polarizes it, it's sucked towards the nearest metallic object, which happens to be the Enterprise and the Starovsky. Drops mic.
Yep. Controls are offline.
Yes, they are.
It's going to take 2 or 3 hours to replace all these isolinear chips.
I love the chief engineer's face of getting in. She's like, "You
Yeah.
stupid boy."
Yep.
But she does give up. Like, she goes from, "Oh, it'll take 2 hours." Like, there's no alternate. There's no like, "Can I manually fire a phaser?" She just stops, and she's not drunk yet, or at all. Like you can see why she was fired, because she has no ideas.
That's how she talks to the guy like he's a child. These are important.
You were my second in command 30 minutes ago. I handpicked you from Utopia Planitia. I trusted you, and you killed us all.
Then there's him. I done good.
I make things go nowhere. For a pack lid.
Oh my god! But this is where Wesley's like,
birthday, Stuart.
Oh wow! Thank you for that one. That's awesome. Yeah. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday.
They make things go by saying birthday. Everyone say happy birthday in the chat. Happy birthday, Stuart. Happy birthday, Stuart. Happy birthday, Stuart.
Please say happy birthday so he'll stop.
Well, it's delayed.
Save me, please.
We'll be long past by the time that you get there. Next.
All right, so now this is where Wesley says, well, Data can do it. Brilliant, kid. Brilliant. All right, cool.
Data slump on the bridge is brilliant. I love it.
Yes. So yeah, you see the piece hurtling at them, which is going to be here in 8 or 9 minutes, I guess. And Data's like, no, it'll take longer than that to get all these ships back. So...
still does it anyway, though. Like, I like how the scene's played. Again, Riker's right on point. And, yeah, I like it.
I don't know what the hell these notes mean.
Ooh, what do you say?
Captain of Jean-Luc and Beverly of CMO.
Yes, that's the next scene. Last note before that, though. I like... it's the next scene, Picard walks in because he just does that. Yes. He did last episode, just walks in because, well, I guess he wants to get laid again. And he has a little, like, click of his boots. He's obviously quite happy. He's like, Beverly. And he's, Beverly. And she's like, Jean-Luc, you'll refer to me as Captain.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay. But technically, I did refer to you as Beverly first, so I suppose that is right. It's actually really, again, a really nice scene. It's very fun. It's a really fun scene. They have a real chemistry.
Mm-hmm. And she's easy on the eyes, I gotta say.
And so is he. And then
what?
Oh dear. But yeah, so they've got. Oh
yeah. My next note is just let's, instead of using tractor beam, let's make it a repulsor beam so we can push off the other ship, buy us some time, maybe push the ship into the thing to slow it down, and push us away at the same time, buy us the time we need. It's basically Wesley Crusher being Burnham for a minute, solving everybody's problems.
But it is set up earlier.
I know.
But the only Burnham thing there is that the engineer's like, it'd take me hours to work out the connections. He's like, no, if you just see it. And so he sees all the pathways in his head, and then he does it. And again, while drunk, he knows all the engineering pathways, and a system he's never been able to use ever, because he's not actually part of the crew or anything. Like, that's real talent. Like, legit talent.
Oh, yeah, here's where he's going through, and if I go off the main lead and split off the force actuator, like, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Really? Force actuators, sweet. Jason puts in $2. Funny when the guy walks away from the console.
Ooh, which bit?
I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
Picard again? Don't think you've got a picture of that.
But no, Wesley just pushing things on the thing and spouting off nonsense is like, wow, this is the worst. A force actuator. What is that? Something from Star Wars? It's the force actuator helps your lightsaber.
The Medichlorian buffer.
Yeah, exactly.
Bless
you. Samuel says, bless you.
Thanks.
That was a transcontinental bless you. It's fine. Miracle technology. And then she fixes Geordie. And it's great. And
yes.
She's like, bye. He's like, bye.
And he's like, here. She's like, take this and start, taking care of other people. And okay, Bev.
It's good.
We went from Doctor to Beverly to Bev.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
it is. And then the stellar fragment, and then everybody's cured, and this is actually a really cool scene, especially remastered, of the Oberth being pushed into this
Mm-hmm.
fragment. I really like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kaboom!
And
And
then
then
they warp away. Despite could have just got an impulse because it's not that big, but
yeah, exactly.
it goes right by them. And then they travel at sublight because they hadn't worked out the warp stars at that particular angle yet. That's what I thought. It was like they're not at warp, dude. They're not. They're at TOS
Well,
warp.
I think they slowed down at this point. They used a warp jump to get away, and then they've slowed down. That's
Okay.
I didn't get that it was the same. It was the same
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
This is sometime later because she's on the bridge.
This is true. This is true.
So
Yeah, no, it's good. And she fixes everyone, and Worf's like, "Oh, the boys saved us," and Beverly's like, "Not just a boy." And like, awkward.
I love how Riker and Picard are like, well, maybe you should get some kind of recognition. Picard's like, oh, okay, good job, boy. And then Data shakes his hand, which is great.
Well, not just that. Yes, good job, boy. And the science teacher, he was good too.
Oh yes, yeah.
Like, I think it's a good line actually.
Somebody's getting a raise.
Yeah, because he taught Buzz how to do it, and Buzz just did it.
Yeah.
And he was busy having a eightsome with the faculty in the auditorium.
They would be, yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course
it was a staff meeting at the time, so I mean, what do you want?
Yeah. And then there's the morning after situation of Tasha coming on the bridge and walking up to Data like, it never happened.
I didn't like that. Of all the ways to handle that, that was a bad way to handle it, and it was all on her. You know?
Well, they made it out to be not mean. It was more like, you know, kind of cute and playful.
Really?
Well, yeah, the look on her face afterwards, kind of a little bit of a smirk after she had talked to him and confused the hell out of the poor guy. He's been friend zoned after.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the smirk I'll give you, but the first one I can't took as, don't tell one I'm like, I mean, what I had a word a second ago. More than embarrassed. I don't want this to be known. I don't like that I did this. Regret, shame. Shame was the word. But it's like, I mean, I mean, you also kissed that guy. Did you go to him and say, don't talk about it? I mean, I don't know. Because that could, again, why was that not a subplot? I mean, you introduced it in episode 3. Why not make their love story a subplot? Have him experience a relationship and then it fail.
Well, they kind of touch on that. Like, after she dies, they're like, oh, I had special feelings for her. Did you, though? Did you really?
No.
Rampant Fury 925 puts in $5 Canadian.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay.
I'm not sure which assignment is worse, Oberth or Miranda. They're both cursed. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Ooh, Devil Dog, 2600 hertz. It never happened. If you ever wanted to happen again.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Well, Data's her friend, so she might feel awkward. Well, exactly. That's the kind of vibe I got from it.
Well, but she's only served. They've each only been on the ship for a few, maybe weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, they're brand new colleagues. Because he was on. They're both on the ship, but he also transferred. Because he goes to engineering in Best of Both Worlds. The first time he's gone to engineering, and he's looking at engineering. So, like, he's been there a day.
Mm-hmm.
By the time Far.
Well, that picture you're on, scroll down a bit and look how both Worf and Geordi are sitting. It's like they're not fully committed to sitting in those chairs.
Well, they do get more
Jason
comfy when they swap them out.
Yeah, Jason puts in $2.
Thank you.
Pulaski would have slept with everyone. That is nasty, nastiness. Not a Pulaski fan, so I'm just gonna leave that there for now.
I'm sure she has good moments, but they've admitted they played her wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, they admitted they played her wrong. I mean, it's just, let's make a disrespectful character. Cool. That's
she
it.
came off as a bitch. Yeah.
Well, yeah, unnecessary. Because he was meant to be the McCoy. There's a great interview where they show a clip of McCoy being mean to Spock, and it's kind of like friendly fun. I mean, he's clearly being rude, but it's like friendly rude, if there's such a thing. And then it's her just being like condescending and mean. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and then they all warp off into the next adventure, being completely cured from a disease that's not the same as the one from TOS, but very similar, coincidentally. Do I have any final notes as we come to the end of our review? It's very full-on music, and I thought this episode, especially at the start, my god, it had TOS sounding music, and it was really full-on. I was blown away by the TOS feel of the music and how much over it was used. That's something I got.
Yeah, one thing I noted about the music in this one is not as annoying as in Encounter at Farpoint. It doesn't try to make you feel feelings. It's not forceful. It's maybe at the beginning and end a little bit more so, but
feelings, yes, but it makes you know the suspense. It's like, calm down. It's not that big a moment. Stop. But you're right, emotion, no, but it really plays the moments for a lot of power it doesn't have.
We got a PayPal from Ian Warrender, who sent $10 Canadian.
Ah, dude.
It says, "Happy birthday, Captain. And while I'm here, I'm not sure stars are made up of chunks of ice like icebergs. And what would have helped is to get Will Wheaton actually drunk for his scenes." That would be funny. No, it's just because the star collapsed and became very concentrated and then exploded apart. So it's a concentrated piece of, it's stellar fragment. It's whatever.
Science.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. And then Area 51 puts in $2 and says, "Can we talk about the size of that Oberth?"
Yeah.
Well, it only had a crew of 80, so I would assume it's still a standard Oberth size. And it was just when it was played with the ship, like in the thumbnail that we have, could just be that it's closer to the camera.
Well, the fact is, if you made it smaller, on standard definition TVs at the time, it'd be so small, it'd be like shuttle-sized feeling. I mean, the ship's only like 130 meters, 150 meters. A real small ship. The Enterprise is, what, 600? Doesn't sound like a lot, but in proportion it is, and it'll feel a lot smaller. So they just scaled it a bit up. Again, like you said, it's perspective. They're just not right next to it, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So now this is the time for Stuart's overall final impressions.
Ooh, yes.
As we're at the end of the episode, that's why we're going through the pictures.
Yeah. Overall fun, just off the cuff episode. I really did enjoy it. That being said, in context, if it's the first time watching the series, it seems like an odd episode because everybody's so out of character when you haven't even established their character. So I'm going to have to rank this one. Let's see, out of 10, I'm going to give this one a 6 because I thought it was really fun.
Okay.
But it's very razor thin storyline. And just something about it doesn't feel like put together, especially considering if you're first time watching, you don't know who these people are and how they're supposed to be acting. It just seems kind of an odd fit. So it's a fun episode, especially going back and rewatching it, knowing their characters. It's fun to see them like this. But for a first time around, it's kind of an odd episode, I think.
Although you do learn quite a lot about them. To be fair, even if they're not acting themselves, you get a lot of backstory.
Yes.
So, by the way, that's twice we gave Farpoint. She gave it 3. I gave 4, you gave it 3. Does that still match up?
Yeah. I really enjoyed this one. I could watch this one if it's on. I wouldn't be opposed to.
Okay.
Yeah.
My closing thoughts is the TOS one is still better, and so it's weird that G made a better one 15 years earlier. The episode is so thin on story that it lets itself down. And that it really is just, we do a thing instantly, that thing is played for the same laugh pretty much for 30 minutes, and then we get a pretty interesting resolution, sure, but the pace isn't properly built. It's the premise is the middle. It's like in a rom-com, if you said, right, we don't care how it ends, we don't care how it starts, but the fun is we're gonna have them go like if Wedding Crashers, right? Have you seen Wedding Crashers with Owen Wilson?
Yeah, a long time ago, yeah.
I actually like the film. So if they go weddings, but then they meet a girl and he gets to know her, and they go to a different wedding, he gets to by the end. But they shift gears in the last third, him going to that girl's house and rich house. That would be like, but they have their fun with the weddings. Obviously, they have a montage and stuff. But that would be like an hour and a half film. 10 minutes is the setup. 58 to 60 minutes is the weddings. So it's got 16 weddings, and then the last 10 minutes is resolution. It's like, oh, the film was just going to weddings. Doesn't really come across as a full film. But not saying it's weak necessarily for that, but it doesn't. It could have been stronger. That's why the TOS did it better, I think, because it was more focused. But yeah. I like the character learning stuff. You're right. Tasha's better in this one. I like Riker a lot. I like Data a lot. I like the focus on Geordi. A lot of good stuff there. It's fun to see the set before it was fully not finished, but there wasn't any money enough to finish them, so fleshed out fully. Mm-hmm. And like you said, I think this would have been better as an episode 7, 8, or 9, and one more refinement pass. Stream out a little bit of the stuff and just make it a little more focused.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would give it. I think this trick is Farpoint's not good. But there's a lot of stuff in the 2 hours. I don't think this is twice as good as Farpoint. I think that's a little bit too far because it is a lot of daft stuff. I'll give it a 4.5, so 0.5 over Farpoint.
And don't worry, I'm not skewing my system. I'm glad you checked. I still think this is a 6.
Yeah.
Because I find it enjoyable.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's a guilty pleasure episode, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
So for you, it's a 6. Because there's some episodes I know of TNG I just think, for some reason, really resonate. Like Message in a Bottle, for some reason for me resonates.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, one of the reasons I really like this one is you get to see Tasha, and she's wearing some pretty sexy outfit. You get to see Dr. Crusher, with the hair all kind of disheveled and stuff. It's what I enjoy. Pervert, I guess. Eugene saves the day with 1,500 rubles.
Oh, wow!
I'll give them good acting, but
yes.
The episode is a cringe fest. 2 of my friends dropped TNG after this one, almost 150 likes. Come on, guys, let's get to 150 likes. I wouldn't drop the series after watching 3 episodes.
No.
You got to give it at least half of the first season.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So your friends are idiots. No offense.
Look, we gave Discovery 2 seasons. We've got to give TNG at least half a season.
Yeah.
But guys, put now what you think as a score out of 10. Now, I do feel like it's fair to say it's like a 2 out of 10, 1 out of 10 for all Trek. Like
for all of Trek, I'd give it a. I'd give it a. You keep cutting me off.
So yeah, sorry.
For all of Trek, I'd give it a 3.5 or a 4.
Still, wow, okay. Yeah, I'd give it like a 2 because I feel there's so much. There's so many average Trek episodes and so many good. This is definitely below average by quite a lot. Obviously, 2 is much more below average.
Well, this makes me smile when I watch this one, so that's why it's higher on my ranking system. There are some that you're gonna gauge as higher that I'm just not gonna enjoy.
Yeah, so I like that you got there first.
Yeah,
but yeah, put in the comments now, the chat guys. Out of 10, go. We want to know. Let us know. So I'm a 4.5, possibly put me to a 5, maybe. But let's do it as a 6. But I can see why.
Yeah, we got a 4 out of 10. We got another 4 out of 10.
Although, okay.
It's
okay.
No, it's definitely a middle of the road episode for everybody. You're either just below a 5 or just a little above a 5. I haven't seen anybody else say above a 5 though. We got a 3. We got a 3.
Oh, 5.5.
3 to 4. Or there's a 6 out of 10 vial. Mikey's just kissing my ass 'cause it's my birthday. 5.5 from Redneck level 22. So yeah. 6 out of 10 from Dale Stafford, one of our mods.
No, not to talk about Discovery too much, but would you rather put this on than episodes of Discovery? Like, does this beat Discovery episodes for you in enjoyment factor? Now, I say enjoyment because it's guilty pleasure. Enjoyment factor, not necessarily quality, just, where would Discovery episodes rank, some of them?
I would definitely put this on before maybe half Discovery episodes, but there are some good Discovery episodes that I'd rather watch over this for sure.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah,
Sounds fair. Sounds fair.
Jeff Jacobs puts in $3, 150 likes.
Yes.
Well done. He says well don't, but I think he means well done. Again at 200. Hashtag B-Day like spike.
I got the graphic up
Birthday
again.
like
Jesus
spike.
Christ. Anyone mentioned I've put it up. Ooh.
8 out of 10 simply for that dress, says Robert Hayes. The dress and the Beverly unzipping her top and the disheveled hair. I mean, yeah, for a sexiness factor, this is going to be ranked a lot higher to 10.
I will
But
say,
it's an
though,
overall episode. Yeah.
I think the plot is relatively weak. But it's not about the plot. It's so thin. I will say the Beverly and Picard stuff, for me, I actually thought was really good. I think that is much closer to like an 8 or 9. Honestly, because
Yeah.
they were really dynamic, really interesting, and they weren't. It it was never too far, because you bought it. They were fully committed. They also had fun with it. So I thought that those scenes were really interesting. Like, it makes you wish they played that more.
Well, it's a shame that she dies in the beginning of the Picard series.
And Crusher's there on the vineyard helping. It's a pity that his time with the Traveller never worked out.
She's dead. Their kid is there.
Yeah, and Beverly's there, and Crusher's there too. I mean, Wesley. I mean, Wesley Crusher's there.
Oh, no,
help.
Wesley.
Wait, he's the son-in-law.
Yeah, I guess.
Because no one, I mean, come on, Picard went from Admiral to Vineyard, so Traveller, Master of the Universe to Vineyard. Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. I give it a 5.5 instead of a 5 because Will Riker wasn't shirtless. I can't stand hairy men. Well, then you love me because I have no hair.
Yeah, I can't stand hairy men either.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, we got a final 16 minutes. This was a fun one. Another $20 would be great. Great way of finishing off a stream. Birthday stream as well. Happy birthday. Oh. Happy birthday. No, this was at least, well, I mean, an episode that you enjoy more than not for a birthday. Glad it wasn't like, well, ones you don't enjoy.
This was supposed to be last week too, but then we had breaking news for the Picard, so. What are we doing tomorrow for our live? Are we doing the next episode?
No. I'm not sure what we are doing, though. I'm not sure. I have to chat
We'll come up with
about it.
something.
You have a steak dinner. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But what is the next episode? Let me look. It's called Code of Honor. Is that really the 3?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh,
is it really the next one?
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was. I thought Code of Honor was Heart of Glory, the Klingon one. No, this is the African racist one.
It's amazing that this show survived the first 4 episodes and didn't get the plug pulled sooner.
But at least they got the shit out of the way first.
True.
Because then you've got things like Justice, Battle, Hide and Q, Big Goodbye, Data Law. I mean, these are not bad episodes at all. Heart of Glory I really enjoy, actually. Skin of Evil's not too bad. Conspiracy is really good. Neutral Zone. I mean, you've got some strong competition here.
Yeah, they did get the shit out of the way first, I guess.
Yeah.
But God, Code of Honor, I'm not looking forward to that one. It is... Oh, I can probably rank it right now.
I mean, I literally haven't seen that episode. I don't think I've ever... I mean, I've seen it. I don't think I've ever chosen to watch an episode out of choice.
No one would. Even the people that acted in it are like, no...
So I've probably seen it once and a half ever. So I'm actually excited. Is it better than I remember?
No.
In 1080p hindsight.
I saw it not that long ago on Space, so at least the last half of it, and I was like, oh my god. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, and I got one wrong. I meant I meant Haven was a good episode, not Justice. I'm looking at just titles, not whatever. So I got the wrong around. Well, that one's okay. I meant a different one. I said Justice. There's a different one I was thinking of. I mean, we'll see. I think this season's probably like half good, half bad, or like half good, third average, third bad. 'Cause you know.
Yeah, Redneck Level 22 puts in $2 and says $2 to not review Code of Honor.
I mean, I feel like we need at least 200. Can we crowdfund 200? We'll just skip it because that's a very, very good super chat live for us. And so 200. If one generous millionaire was to put in $200, we will skip Code of Honor.
It'll be the only reviewed after we do all the other series, all the other episodes. The only one that we don't look at. We even looked at Threshold for fair.
Well, the second one, yeah.
I say.
Wow. Yes, Robert, I know. I got it wrong. I got the wrong one.
And Justice, yeah, that's... Oh, my God. Oh, so many good things to look forward to. There's good and bad to look forward to.
There's some good ones. Like I say, I really enjoy the Klingon one. I think it's actually really well good.
It's interesting, yes.
So any final questions, guys? Comments, thoughts for a birthday? We got, what, $2 there, so like 18 bucks, so we can go. Not that I'm sticking... You know what I mean? Like, we're always trying to have a goal as well here.
Yes.
Yes.
And it has been, this has really cheered me up for my shit day today. So thank you very much. It can only get better from here, I think. So I'm looking forward to that. Hellrats 96 puts in $5. I'll throw in some to skip that one. Oh, man. And Eugene puts in 500 rubles. Thank you.
Thank you, Eugene.
So do you intend to review full TNG run in similar fashion? Pass Gesundheit along to the Admiral. Gesundheit. Yeah, we plan on doing them all. If we have the viewers and the super chats to do it, yes, absolutely. And it's been good so far. You guys, we've been at over 200 at some points in these, and that's good.
Yep.
And super chats have been good, so yeah, it's something that we'll definitely keep up. And it's fun because we've always said all along we're fair. We call it like we see it, and we don't praise one and then shit on the other. It's just the episodes speak for themselves. We go through them and we show you the good and the bad of all Trek, and it's all there. They've all got their cringe moments.
Well, I think I reviewed this worse than any Discovery episode. So
probably, yeah.
I would say I said 2 or 3. Like, this is worse than all the Discovery episodes in some ways. Like, it's not, in terms of like raw episode, it is worse. So there, it's fair. I think fair is fair. I think we're $18 now, thanks to Eugene and Hellrat. So $2, and then we have Meta Hope.
We already got the $2. That was from Redneck, who put in $2 to start it, and you said 18 left.
Yeah, because his was the first 2. It was 20. So... He took out the 2. He was 18, and then 5 brings down to 13. Eugene was £6, which is 10. So that leaves us with like $5.
Oh. Math.
Yes. $5 more.
Reviews by Stardate Data Lore would be the next episode after Code of Honor. If you go by Stardate, that's what screwed up the TOS, the first season. They were all, the start dates were messed up. I hate that they played Where No Man Has Gone Before like 3rd episode or something stupid. It definitely should have been first.
It's one of the simple things you just fix on the Blu-ray. You would think,
Yeah.
I feel like intended order is pretty much the most important order, because if you're building characters up, that order is most important. Imagine having Data Lore's 2nd episode. No, well, imagine having what's her name? Troy. Imagine having Yar getting killed in the 3rd episode and coming back for 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh wait, it's important.
Well, I mean, look at TOS. They got the good uniforms, and then they go to the Where No Man Has Gone Before older style uniforms for a minute, and then they're back. It's like, oh, somebody didn't do the laundry. We got to wear the old shit. John Gordon puts in $5. Thank you very much. Let's hit our goals. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, guys.
Much appreciated.
But yeah, thank you guys to all of you for watching and for cheering me up. This has been really fun to talk about this episode. Samuel, thank you for the birthday surprise with the live stream thing.
Because
So
I've
thank you.
lulled you into a false sense of sad, knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah, sad Samuel doesn't care about me. Even your dad wished me a happy birthday early this morning, and I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm looking for Samuel's, and it wasn't there all day.
I'm glad you didn't reach out because I was hoping. That's why. Because you mentioned it was your birthday at the start of our Skype, and I brushed right past it. Because if we had one bit of talk about it, it would have ruined the gag. So
It worked out perfectly for
there
you.
you go. You're welcome. Small things, but you know, it's like why I do when I was younger, when we got cards from grandparents with money in. I always a rule. Some people, thanks for the £5, puts it down. It's just money. I always said, my thing was to get the card, the money falls out. You read the card first. You ignore the money. You read the card. You thank you for the card, and you say, "Oh, and the 5." So you have two separate experiences of thank you for that, because it's like two separate things. But I got told...
whenever I was reading the card, I was spent in my mind deciding how I was going to spend the money I just saw, and calculating whether I counted the right amount. But yeah, you got to do the pleasantries of reading the card. And, oh, thank you. The meaning in this means so much. Yeah. That was it. When you're young.
I got told off once, though, I don't remember who, saying I think they told my mum that they were annoyed that I ignored the card and the money, even though I did my normal routine. They were like, "You didn't even acknowledge it." But then he did. It's like, but what, you want me to say? Yeah, thanks for the money. Yeah, thanks for put it down. It's like, do you want me to make a big deal out of the card?
I usually make a joke about it. Like, you open up the card and you go, "Oh wow, cool, thanks," and then you read the thing and go, and yeah, kind of.
Like it's especially when you're younger, like with your kids and whatever. It's just like it's something you do. They want the money only, but it's just pleasantries. You're just nice about it,
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, do you want to stop a little bit early or have 7 more minutes of?
Yeah, I'd like to get going because we got to get ready still, and
so. Makes sense to me. I think we can let him go. I think that's fair, guys.
I think we've tortured them enough. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see you tomorrow for some sort of fun Trek topic. Hopefully, you guys will all tune in for that. And Stuart, or tell them your convention plans.
Oh yeah, Thursday morning I'm leaving early, driving down to Louisville, Kentucky.
How far?
Friday, it's a 7.5-hour drive. So it's fine. You leave at like 7:30 in the morning. You're there by 3 in the afternoon. That's when the check-in time is for the hotel. It's perfect. But yeah, I don't know if I'll have a captain's log ready and prepared for Friday for you guys to watch. But I will be doing lives during the course of Wonderfest from the model room and stuff. Last year I did one, but I had it set to private, so only Samuel saw it, which made me feel like an idiot. we were messing with settings and trying stuff, remember? And I completely forgot. Why is nobody tuning in? So watch for lives this weekend.
That's
either on YouTube there'll be some lives, and plus I'm going to be recording my regular captain's log stuff while I'm there, which you can expect the week after or the week after that. I don't know, but I'll try to get a captain's log or something made for you guys for Friday while I'm traveling. At least an Eagle Moss review.
Nice.
But hopefully I can fit that in tomorrow and edit and stuff. We'll have to see. If not, there might not be anything on Friday from me, which I apologize for, but I'll try.
Well, I'm sure the captain's log after the fact will have really cool footage. I mean, yeah.
It's always good, yeah.
Yeah, you build up. And you're going to see Rick Sternbach again and get some cool stuff signed for the fans. That's awesome. And then the weekend after, I'll be at FedCon. Yes, it is. I'll be flying on the Thursday, the 6th of June. My birthday's on the 7th, and that's when the opening ceremony is. Which I'll be on stage with Pike from the new show and Spock from the new show.
Nice.
If I have green room access, I'll make sure to say hi. I've yet to email the convention. Obviously, I'm in through my contact, but I need to email to see if I can do interviews. I doubt. I tried to interview someone else from Legends of Tomorrow, and because it was an active show, they said we're just not doing interviews. So I doubt Discovery will do interviews. I feel like they just say can't do interviews. But I'll be there for all the days at FedCon. I'm going to see Tobias Richter because he's in Germany as well. I'm going to be meeting some people, doing some fan meetups. Probably at least one live with like you did at your last event with the person that's hosting me, Sebastian. We'll do a live at his house as just like a thanks for having me. Welcome to the channel. I might try and do some stuff on the floor, but since I can't schedule it, it seems a little bit pointless. I'd rather take footage and make it edited than do a live that 3 people turn up to. It seems a little bit redundant. But
it's kind of hit and miss for that. You got to kind of call it as you see it. Yeah.
But I've got a new S10, so I'm going to do some nice 4K footage and hopefully do a video of that later on. And if you do interviews, you'll see them at some point, which would be great. Maybe some prints as well. Who knows? We've got a thing that prints might be available with very soon. But yeah, so you can see us both at conventions. And next week will be our last normal week for a bit. So
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, I think one of the person on Super Chat though, Stuart. So finish off.
Oh, John Gordon. No, I already read that one. That was the one that put us over the top.
Okie doke.
There was no comment for it, but thank you very much, John Gordon, for the $5.
Okie doke. And then happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Stuart. Happy birthday to you. And see you next year.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.